Now is Paul Eaton. He's a retired US Army Major General who's been part of combat and post-combat assignments in Iraq, Bosnia and Somalia. He's now a senior advisor to the National Security Network, a progressive think tank focused on US foreign policy and national security. What would be the implications of this if this does get through?
Well, great to be with you tonight. And the most fundamental issue here is the militarization of our judicial system. My colleagues and I work with a number of retired generals and admirals, and we feel that our men in blue, our men and women in blue, our FBI, our judicial system, our court system is brilliant. It is one of the bright and shining points of the United States of America, and they deserve the right to handle the terrorism issues that befall the United States of America.
Right, and you'd think then that that and the constitutional implications and so forth would unite Republicans, Democrats in opposition to this bill. Actually,
I would expect.
Instead, though, it's united them in favor of this bill. What's going on, do you think?
I have no idea what is. Somehow they have got the idea that to be tough on terror, you've got to give it over to the military. Terrorists are not combatants. They are criminals. They mean criminal activity in the United States. We've seen it a number of times. We have a brilliant track record right now, 400 plus trials conducted in our federal courts to put terrorists in jail, and this is not a military arena.
But even supposed liberals are in favor of this. And we must remember that the White House's opposition to this isn't on constitutional grounds. It purely seems to be on the basis that it's up to the president, the executive, to decide who they detain indefinitely, and this might actually tie their hands. So again, that's not terribly heartening either, is it?
The first role of the executive branch is to secure America, is to assure the safety of the United States of America. Give them the flexibility to do that. And the military is not manned, trained, or equipped to do civilian law enforcement. This is a civilian law enforcement effort, and we are very well managed to do that.
But nonetheless, though, this is simply codifying what the president already does whenever he wants to, isn't it? I mean, it's not, this isn't an argument about the Constitution or about locking people up indefinitely. It's about deciding on who does that and gets away with it.
Indeed, the Commander-in-Chief makes the decision based on how he assesses the situation. And we want to retain that flexibility into the hands of the Commander-in-Chief.
That doesn't worry you at all on constitutional grounds?
No. The President of the United States. And what we have done is we have, and my colleagues and I, want terrorist activity to be handled, when it's found in the United States, to be handled by the judicial system.
But it's the definition of terrorism that's worrying some days.
Well, they're trying to codify something right now. And indeed, what we've got to do is maintain the status quo. We know how to do this. The federal courts, our FBI, our men and women in blue know how to handle this. And it's got to be done in the U.S. judicial system, not by the military.
Except when it's not. Major General, thank you very much.
My pleasure.